Last week I made a video about my 17-year-old not doing his homework and the struggles that we've had around that, and the advice that I had read in the comments about you can't care about his grades more than he can. And there were a lot of opinions about that. And I don't think there's any one way to handle this. Everybody has their own way of doing it. Parenting is difficult and we all are trying to figure it out. But I did read a Psychology Today article about the struggle of kids and doing their homeworks, and I thought it had an interesting perspective, and maybe I should share some of that. So in this article, it talks about kids that are avoiding homework or in survival mode, and that they're trying to protect themselves from like failing or not being good enough or perfectionism. And so there are a couple of steps in breaking the cycle that the article had mentioned. And so I just wanted to share it because I know there's a lot of parents out there that are struggling with the same things, and maybe a different perspective on this instead of like, he's lazy, would help you come at the situation a different way, especially if you're still trying to figure out how to get your child to do their homework, because I know I am, right? Like we're all trying to balance this. So the first one says shift from why aren't you doing this to what's getting in your way. A little different way of perceiving that question. It opens the door and it makes it so that they're not defensive. Another thing is breaking it into small parts. So let's just start with the first question. What I like to do in my household, I am good at math, and since the one subject that my son has a hard time completing is math, I like to sit down and just say, hey, I'm going to take the problems and we're going to race. Let's see who can finish them first, because then that gets him to kind of like zone in on what he's doing, and we do it. And also I can check his work and make sure that he's doing it correctly. The third one is label the stress, not the child. So instead of saying you're disorganized, say it seems like this assignment is stressing you out. Let's figure out how to start. Number 4, help them feel the progress, not the pressure. So celebrate them for trying, even if it's not finishing, just doing the project at all. And then number 5 is making space for the struggle, not shaming. Struggling doesn't mean you're bad at this. It means your brain is learning how to manage something new. So those are 5 ways that in this article to address this situation differently, or maybe come at your child at a different angle than you're lazy, why aren't you doing this, and all the other things that we could do or we could possibly say when trying to address this homework situation or the zero situation with our teenagers. Let me know if you like any of those suggestions, and if any of them work for you, or if you've tried them and it's still a struggle. Again, this is not a one size fits all. I do think we all have different scenarios, situations. We're all just doing our best.